Good morning, my lovely things. Happy Tuesday. I hope you all had a fabulous weekend. As I mentioned, Friday is Alien Month, and we're going to talk about the films, of course. To start off, I was curious what inspired the film, so I did some digging and found all kinds of information. For those of you who are new to the cavern, welcome. I'm your host, Kasara, bringing the strange, the unusual, and sometimes horrifying. And this one is no different. To become a fan, click the subscribe button and join the fandom. Greatly appreciated. So the Alien movie has actually started the comics, based on the information I found anyways. Which I thought was interesting, because I always thought it was the other way around. I thought the comics came first, and then the movies. However, there were a few movies and books that inspired the Alien franchise. So Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett based parts of the script off At the Mountains of Madness, which is a science fiction horror story written by none other than H.P. Lovecraft in 1936. The story depicts a team of scientists being hunted and killed by ancient creatures resembling fossil animals. Lovecraft based the creatures in the book off real fossils of an animal called Archaeocyathus in Antarctica. These creatures are an extinct group of animals resembling sponges and are believed to be among the oldest animals to have lived on Earth. The three movies that inspired the Alien movies was It, The Terror Beyond Space, which is a 1958 science fiction movie about a nuclear-powered spacecraft launching from Mars, carrying a crew of 10 and the possibly mad Colonel Edward Carruthers. And he's the only survivor of the Mars expedition. The rest of the crew is murdered for what is believed to be from food and water rations. Like, that's why they were murdered when the mission went wrong. However, Carruthers defends himself by saying that an alien life form murdered his crew. Carruthers actually telling the truth. An alien creature was hiding in the decks of the ship, killing members one by one until the monster was fired out an airlock, which sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Planet of the Vampires is another movie where two interplanetary cargo ships receive a mysterious distress call. The crew discovers a planet covered with an unnerving, pulsating mist, and corpses seem to rise, walking about and killing people, kind of like zombies. The crew also discovers an ancient ship with massive skeletal remains, which reminded me of Prometheus. The final film that inspired the Alien franchise is a 1974 dark comedy called Dark Star, which was directed by John Carpenter. O'Bannon co-wrote the script with Carpenter, and the summary of the film is about a demolition team exploring the universe and destroying unstable planets to pave the way for colonization. The crew struggles with limited rations, and a feisty computer that wants to know the meaning of life, along with feeding an alien, which apparently escapes, and the crew chases through the ventilation shafts and fights off the attacks. Supposedly, it's a parody of the film It, The Terror Beyond Space. And while O'Bannon was working on the film, he didn't like the alien that was created for the movie, and he wanted something more realistic, which kind of paved the way for Alien, the xenomorph of the movie. The eggs in the Alien film were inspired by female reproductive organs, except slightly modified to avoid censorship, which I thought was kind of weird. The facehuggers were based on the bones and muscles of the human hand and male genitalia. Yeah, now you can probably see that now, because I can. And I find it really disturbing. The chestburster sequence was inspired by O'Bannon's struggle with Crohn's disease, because he said it feels like something's in his intestines moving around and trying to get out. And that unnerving feeling is what paved the way for that. The creatures themselves are based on a type of wasp family. And this is pretty disturbing, I'm going to tell you that right now. Well, this type of wasp, the adult female lays her eggs within a host, a living host. Can't specify that enough. And the eggs will grow and develop into larvae, which then feed on their host from the inside out. Somewhere along the way, the host will eventually die or be kept in a state of very near death, until finally little wasps spin a cocoon around or within its host, eventually emerging as an adult wasp. Sounds absolutely terrifying. I would not want to be the victim. So have you seen the films that inspired Alien? I know I haven't. I've never even heard of them before. I'll admit that. What do you think about the inspiration for the franchise? Because for me, I found it creepy and somewhat disturbing. I'll leave some links in the description about other possible inspirations for the Alien movies, with movies that Alien inspired. And one of them, which I don't know if you know, is Pitch Black. Pitch Black was inspired by Alien, and that actually now makes sense, because the aliens that are in that film. Later this week, I'll discuss my rankings of each Alien movie in the franchise, including the AVP movies, which I know some people think should not be included, but aliens are in it, along with Predators. And I think it's really cool. So, I'll also discuss the inspiration behind the Predator movies, which will include which ones are my favorites so far anyways, because there's a new one coming out. I don't remember when that one's coming out, and I'm actually looking forward to it. If you don't want to miss those, click the bell icon to never miss a video. Can't wait for more content. Check out my other videos on the screen. I hope everyone has a great week and take care until next time. Bye, everyone.